Okay, so let us talk about motivation. This will be the last topic, facilitating learning. No, so we have discussed the remaining topics based on the what do you call this? Basis, no, at sa inyong topics sa inyo last time. Okay, so we'll be discussing about motivation. So when we talk of motivation, this actually refers to the external and external factors, no, that stimulate actually, a person's in order for a person to take specific action, pursue goals, or by means of exhibiting a certain behaviors. Okay? So usually kapag sinabi natin motivation, ito yung natawag natin driving force, no, na nag-initiate, nag-guide, and nagsusustain, no, ng goal-directed behavior natin. Okay? So technically, it can be influenced by different factors. No, maaari na isa na doon ay yung personal values natin, beliefs, desires, and external reward maaari nating makuha. At the same time, yung environment condition na meron tayo. That is what we meant by motivation. Okay, so this will be the key points that we will be talking, the types, series or the factors of affecting motivation and diversity uh, in motivation. Okay, so let's define, no, what is a motivation, no? Sabi nga natin, this is a driving force, no, that causes an action. Okay, so what is motivation really, no? So according to this, it is a force that energizes a learner. Okay, so since our course is facilitating learning, no, so we have to understand, no, and we have to know, no, ano nga ba ang motivation ng ating student or what causes them, no, to be participative, no, in our class or within our class. Okay, so this is a force that energizes a learner to do what he or she is expected to do. This is an activation of an action. No, technically, no, bakit nga ba kailangan ninyong mag-prepare sa umaga, gumising ng maaga, and pumasok ng maaga? Well, technically, because you are motivated. Okay? So, your motivation could come, no, from different reasons or ways. Okay? So, an inner drive that causes you to do something. Okay? So types of motivation, we have intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. So according to this slide, no, intrinsic motivation is more beneficial than extrinsic motivation. So, but let us first, discuss what is extrinsic and extrinsic. Okay, so maaari nating makategorize ang ating motivation, no, into intrinsic or extrinsic. No, so when we talk of intrinsic motivation, now this is a type of motivation which actually comes from within an individual. No, it comes from within. Okay, okay, so that is extrinsic motivation. Okay, so you students, you are intrinsically motivated when you are, let's say for example, engaged in an activity because you find that certain activity inherently enjoyable, interesting, or could probably personal fulfilling. Okay, ang example nito, no, maaaring you are pursuing your hobby, your interest. That's why you are enrolled in this program, no, or that's why you choose this program, no, or for the sake of learning, no, of gaining, no, and probably very engaging yung activity na nagbibigay sa'yo ng joy or ng saya, no? That is of intrinsic motivation. So when we talk of extrinsic motivation, no, this comes, no, this involves external, no. So technically, this involves external factors. Okay, so technically, extrinsic ang nagda-drive ng behavior dito is that yung mga external factors na sinasabi natin. So, ano nga ba ang common na external factors na sinasabi natin? Technically, ito po yung mga rewards or punishment within your environment. And as a student, no, extrinsic motivation might probably getting a high grades, no, or praises from your teachers, professors, etc. No, or let's say for example, when you get this kind of general weighted average, this the reach, no, maybe you are rewarded by your parents. Okay. So those are extrinsic. No, let's say for example, when you gain this kind of grade, no, so technically, bibigyan ka ng parent mo ng reward. So that is extrinsic, no? Getting a good grades, that is an extrinsic reason, no? That could be mean extrinsic. Those are extrinsic motivation, no? And as a student, technically, no, you have to assess yourself or the call this whether your motivation is into intrinsic or extrinsic, no, because intrinsic motivation is more beneficial than extrinsic motivation. Okay, so theories on factors affecting motivation. So let's talk about the attribution theory, now as developed by Bernard. No, so this actually explained that how individuals, no, so this explains now how we attributed our success or failures or others events to several factors. Itong theory na to, it actually suggests po, no, that how people or students seek to understand yung reason behind their own and other successes and failures. Okay? So technically, you are attributing yung outcome sa various of factors. Okay? So may three key dimension, no, that characterizes attribution theory, no. So what are those? Una, we have the locus or what we call the place, internal versus external. So when we talk of locus or place in terms of internal, so when we talk of internal locus, ito yung kapag yung individual na attribute niya yung cause ng certain event sa iba't ibang factors, no, within themselves. Such as yung ability nila, yung effort nila, at yung decision nila. Let's say, for example, no, if a student believes that they did well, no, on the examination because of their intelligence and of course hard work, no, so they are making internal attribution. Okay, so when we talk of external locus naman, no, so when an individual's attribute the cause of an event to factors outside of themselves. Okay? So such as yung luck, past difficulty, or other people actions. Now let's see for an instant, no, if the student, no, attributes yung poor performance niya sa exam to an unfair or difficult tests, no, they are making, no, external attribution. Okay, so when we talk of stability, no, so technically, no, pag sinabi nating stability, no, meron siyang stable versus unstable. No, so when we talk of stable attribution, no, kapag a student naman na attribute niya yung cost of an event to relatively enduring factors that are unlikely to change over time. no? For example, no, if someone or a student attributes yung success nila in a certain sport to their inherent athletic ability such as stable factor na tinatawag natin, no? O yung kakayahan nila as athletic or as an athlete, no, that is a stable factor. They are making stable attribution, no? When we talk of unstable attribution naman, kapag ang individual na attribute niya yung cause ng isang event sa factors that are temporary or subject to change, no? Since ang tawag na natin is unstable, no? So, using again the sport as an example, no? Like say for example, if someone attributes no yung success nila sa good coaching, no? Pag good coaching kasi depende sa coach, 'di ba? Nagva-vary siya or maaaring may changes, no? So they are making unstable attribution, no? Pero if you are basing your success, no, as an athlete to your athletic as an athlete at athletic capability that is stable, no, since you are an athlete, so you are talking about stable attribute, no. So may tinatawag din tayong controllability, no, versus uncontrollable. So what is controllability? No, controllable versus uncontrollable attribution. When we talk of controllable attribution, no, kapag ang individual, ina-attribute niya yung cause of an event to factors under their control. That's why controllable attribution. Okay? So let's say for instance, no, if a person attributes their success in a job interview to effective preparation and communication skills, no, they are making a controllable attribution. That is an example. Okay? So, another is uncontrollable attribution. No, kapag ang individual naman is ina-attribute natin yung cause ng event or factors beyond our control. Okay? So, let's say for example, another example using a job interview. No, if let's say for example, someone attributes yung failure nila to external factors such as yung bias ng interviewer or bad luck, no? Yun yung mga uncontrollable attribute na or attribution na tinasabi po natin. Okay? So those are no the differences between the three characteristics of attribution theory by Vernon. So ito naman is self-efficacy. Ayan. Self-efficacy theory by Albert Bandura. So according to this, self-efficacy is the belief that one has the necessary capabilities to perform a task. No, so self-efficacy, no, fulfill role expectation, meet challenging situations successful. So, Albert Bandura, no, self-efficacy theory, it actually revolves around the concept of self-efficacy itself, no, which is, pag sinabi natin, self-efficacy, this is an individual belief, no, in their ability to successfully perform a specific tasks or achieve particular goal. No, in simple terms, no, when we talk of self-efficacy, it is the confidence. No, it is the confidence a person has in their own capabilities to handle different situations. Okay, so what are the role of self-efficacy in behavior? Okay, so what are the role of self-efficacy in behavior? So according to Bandura, no, when we talk of self-efficacy, no, self-efficacy beliefs, no, that this actually play a crucial role in determining how an individual think, feel, motivate themselves, and of course behave. No? So may tinatawag tayong high self-efficacy. Ito yung ina-associate natin with increased motivation which is a person is persistent, no, in order to face a obstacle, greater likelihood of setting challenging goals. Okay, so that is self-efficacy, a high self-efficacy. Pag sinabi nating low self-efficacy, on the other hand, this could lead to avoidance of challenging tasks, decrease in effort, no? And a tendency to give up quickly, no? Kapag may mga difficulties. That is high self-efficacy and low self-efficacy. Okay? So, paano nga ba natin ito mai-apply sa ating pagtuturo? No? Make sure that students master the basic skills. No, you have to master the fundamental skills. So technically, with that, no, you can be able to what do you call this? Use your fundamental skills in in what do you call this? In applying that into a complex no, problem or solution, no? So help them make noticeable progress on difficult tasks. Okay. So technically, no, you acknowledge no their success, no, or small success as they progress, no, so their tasks. Communicate confidence in students' abilities through words and action. This is very good um practice as a teacher that you have to praise your student, no? Very good, no? Ang galing naman. Yung mga simpleng salita that would actually build their confidence, no? Expose them to successful fears, no? So that's why it is very important that you expose, no, the students to with the same or with the other students who has the same goal or almost the same goal, no, and that those students should be high self-efficacy, should have high self-efficacy, no. So may tinatawag tayong choice theory by William Glaser. So choice theories suggests that we are born with specific needs and that we are genetically instructed to satisfy. Now, so pag sinabi natin choice theory, this is actually developed by a psychiatrist, William Glaser. It is actually a psychological framework that actually explores human behavior and choices of an individual. No? Bakit? This is to satisfy their fundamental needs. Okay? So, sinasabi ni Glaser that human behavior is driven, no, by innate needs, no, and that yung individual or a human person, no, have the power to choose their behavior to fulfill their or kung ano man yung needs nila. Okay? So may tinatawag si Glaser na may identify siya ng fundamental needs na nagdadrive sa human behavior, yung survival, love and belonging, power, freedom, and fun. No? So yung mga needs na yon, they are considered universal. And no, that could influence the choice of an individual in making their lives. Okay? So, in choice theory by William Glaser, no, tinatakal din dito yung tinatawag nating choice and control, no? When we talk of choice, no, ine-emphasize nito that an individual have the control over their behavior and choices that they make, no? And no, it actually asserts that people are not controlled by external forces, but rather, no, yung they choose, no, they choose their action based on their perception and how those action will satisfy yung needs nila. Okay? At meron, ayan, so choice theory by William Glaser, basic physical needs of survival, belonging or connecting, freedom, and fun. Ito yung sinasabi natin, 5. Okay. So, ito, no, very much familiar po tayo kay Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. So, when we talk of Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, no, it is well-known psychological theory, no, na excuse me, na nagpo-propose ng 5-tier pyramid human needs, no? So, ano-ano nga ba ito? Una, may psychological needs tayo, no? This is the base, no? Sa pinakababa. So, ito yung mga fundamental requirements as human behavior to survive, such as yung air, yung water, yung food, sleep, shelter, no? So, etong needs na to, it must be satisfied first, no? In order to maintain a life. No, second, safety needs, no? So what is safety needs? Technically, this is a physiological needs also, no? That we are, we need to meet the individual's needs in terms of seeking safety and security. Ito yung physical, this talks about the physical safety, financial stability, health and well-being, protection from harm, no? So those are safety needs. And we have love and belonging needs, no? So once you were able to satisfy your physiological and safety needs, no, an individual would seek, no? Or individual, as an individual, we seek social connection and a sense of belonging. No, this includes yung need for love, affection, friendship, positive relationship, no? Technically, we human beings, we are social beings. Humans are social beings, no? So we have to fulfill the needs of emotional well-being. Okay? And of course, esteem needs, no? So after you satisfy the lower level needs, such as uh, persons strive for self-esteem and recognition from others, no? Ito naman, this involves yung sense of accomplishment, recognition for achievements, and developing positive self-image. Okay? So esteem needs, it actually encompasses yung desire for respect from other people. And of course, the self-actualization needs at the top of hierarchy, is self-actualization. These represent the realization of personal potential and pursuit of personal growth and fulfillment. Okay, so this includes seeking personal development, creativity, problem solving, realizing one's capability, you as a person. But you are driven by a desire, no? Yung most na pwede kang maging, no? That is self-actualization. Okay? So, meron din silang tinatawag na self-transcendence. No, ito naman yung spiritual and altruistic aspect naman ng human nature. Okay? So we have self-determination and self-regulation theory. When we talk of self-regulation theory, this refers to a person's ability to master himself. Now, pag sinabi kasi natin self-regulation is how you self-regulate yourself, how you assess yourself, how you um what do you call this? Compose yourself in addressing the needs of the current environment that we have. Halimbawa, as a student during pandemic, how do you self-regulate? No? Naghahanap ka ba ng pwesto para makapag-aral ka ng matiwasay at walang ingay? No? Yung workload ba or yung mga task ba na ibinibigay sa'yo, binilalagyan mo ba ng schedule, oras kung kailan mo siya gagawin, yung mga ganong bagay. That is self-regulation, no? And when we talk of student self-determination, this is demonstrated in his capacity for self-regulation. How determined you are, in regulating yourself. That's what we meant by this slide. Okay, so what are the indicators of self-regulation? You have to set standards for yourself. Okay, so sabi ko nga kanina, during pandemic or even ngayon, 'no, may mga tasks na ibinibigay sa inyo, 'no, how do you self-regulate yourself? Naglalagay ka ba ng schedule, may timeline ka ba? Nagsi ka ba ng help from others kapag hindi mo naiintindihan or kinakailangan mo ng tulong, et cetera, 'no? So monitor and evaluate one's own behavior against such standards. Yung sinasabi ko kanina na are you assessing yourself, 'no? Na-assess mo ba yung sarili mo? Nag-i-impose ka ba ng consequences mo sa sarili mo for your favor or kapag may pabayaan ka, et cetera. Okay? So these are the processes involved in self-regulating learning. You have to set a goal. What are your goals? Let's say, for example, you have several tasks. What are your goals to finish that task? How are you going to plan? Let's say, for example, from 8 to 9 a.m., since wala kang pasok, ito yung munang activity ang tatapusin mo. Let's say, for example, yung pinakamahirap muna yung gagawin mo para yung pinakamadali, since madali lang naman siya, magagawa mo siya ng madalian kung kukulanganin ka ng or kulang na sa oras. Yung mga ganong bagay. How do you plan? No? May timeline ka ba? May oras ka bang sinusunod? Attention control, no? How do you give attention to the your activities, application of learning strategies, no? And of course, self-monitoring and self-evaluation. Okay? So how do you self-monitor and how do you evaluate yourself? Okay? So goal theory, a learning goal is mastery focus, while performance goal is performance focus. Okay, so we have self-determined goal and goal uh, setting. So when we talk of goal setting, these are the key characteristics: the goal acceptance, specificity, challenge, performance monitoring, and performance feedback. So technically, that's how you set your goal. No? So this order references for our discussion for today.